All right, guys, welcome back to Two in the Zone. You have the one, the only, the GOAT, Matt at Dead Press Picks. He is on fire right now. And myself, AC. I am also on fire. That's why you see the title of this episode today is We Are Hot. Best bets continue to just win, man. We're at 79% now after 100 and basically 15 episodes. Quick shout out to our sponsor, Seven Stack Sports. Without them, none of this would be possible. We wouldn't be able to give you guys free plays basically every single day. But they are the best book on Twitter. Same day payouts if you're using cryptocurrency, reduced use lines. They're doing -1 lines in baseball, +1 lines, hockey as well. If you want to do -1, +1, I think that's what Dead Prez has been doing a lot of as well. But give them a follow, give them a shout. Sign up with them. I know a few people signed up yesterday and got my card for free, and I went 6-1, so it's like perfect. So sign up again today. A lot of his promos are not only for new customers, they're also for existing customers. So definitely join up, give them a follow. All right, Dad, let's talk about some of last night's games.
Let's talk about it. Yeah, how about those Mavs last night? Shout out to everyone in the chat. Make sure you guys give us comments, if you want us to go over any games. Have a lot of people in right now. But we're going to go over the NBA tonight, NHL, and then we get into some MLB for the people who are just tuning in. But first, we always recap the night before. Feel free to give us your thoughts also in the chat. AC, got to give you credit, man. You called the blowout. We were both on the Mavs. I didn't think it was going to be a rout like that. But, I mean, this has been the playoffs, right? If it was not for gambling, nobody would be watching the playoffs.
It's it's been a terrible postseason.
Rough start. I mean, in the Celtics Heat series and this series, like they're last night even, like the game kind of got interesting at the end for like a second. That Heat game on Saturday when they were blowing out the Celtics came back, cut it to 2. But, like, for the most part, it's been a lopsided games. Really impressive win last night. Mavs took care of business. We kind of headlined that with what we thought was going to happen. Series shifts back to Golden State. The line is 7, though, for that upcoming game. A lot of points to give Dallas. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this series easily could be 2-2, right? They were up 20 points in game 2 and blew it at the end. The Mavs did. I'm a little mad about last night. I had 5 plays on that game, Dad, and I could have gone 5-0. So I was on Mavs first half, Mavs game. You and I were on the Bullock over 2.5 threes, and he hit 6. That was easy. I was on Curry under for points, rebounds, and assists, and Draymond under points, rebounds, and assists, and he had 10 points. I didn't expect him to have 10 points. It was 21.5. He ended up having a 10, 6, and 6 night. So 22 lost by the hook there. That was tough. As far as the game coming up tomorrow night, I think it's a Dallas play again. And I've been on the Warriors only once this entire series. So I'm basically 1-2 on this series because I didn't bet every game. But I do think it's a Dallas play. I think they figured out some things. They need to go a lot quicker on offense and not allow Golden State to set up that box-on-one defense. It is going to be a tall task, though, man. They're going back to Golden State. Chase Center, they play really well there. When they hit like a couple threes in a row, those fans just go nuts. But I think Dallas shown that they can play there and compete. So for me right now, it's still unofficial because we're not – it's tomorrow night, so I haven't really capped it yet. But right now, my lean is the Dallas Mavericks.
I'm sticking to the theme here, AC, of the blowout. Right, so I'm going to go Warriors, but let's first get into this Celtics Heat game because the chat is popping right now. Guys, drop whatever pick you guys think is going to hit tonight. It could be a prop. Ask us if you have any questions, but also share your picks with the chat. I like the Celtics if Robert Williams plays in this. I'm not doing anything until I find out Robert Williams' status because it seems like when he plays, the jolt that this team gets is too much. When he doesn't, if they've struggled, he seems to be the X factor in this series. Kind of owns Bam right now. When he's been on the court, shutting him down. But I'm waiting to see him and Smart. If Smart and Williams play, I think they get the win. If they do not play, I'm going with Miami. So if Williams doesn't play, I'm on the Heat. If Williams plays, I'm on Boston. That's how much I think he's currently impacting these games. So I think it's going to be I think we finally get a good game tonight, AC.
That's very similar to how I see this game, but actually on the other side. I think if Tyler Hero doesn't play, it's a Boston play. But if Tyler Hero does suit up tonight, I think Miami actually get the home underdog win. Right now, Celtics line's been moving, right? It opened up at -1. Now it's at -2.5, which makes sense. They are the better team. Both Lowry and Tyler Hero are questionable. Most likely Lowry is out, and Jimmy Butler is going to play tonight, right? He's a warrior, he's a tough guy, but I feel like he's hobbled. He's definitely compromised, and I don't think he's at 100%. So without 100% Jimmy Butler and without 100% Tyler Hero, it's going to be a lot for Miami to overcome. I agree with you. Robert Williams and Al Horford has been great defensively and rebounding wise, so they are integral parts of this team.
How much does the line move if Williams is ruled in, Heroes ruled out? So let's play scenario one. Williams is in, Heroes out. What does the line move to?
I think Robert Williams would move it half a point to a point. So right now it's -2.5.
And what is Hero? Because last time Hero moved it a point away from Miami.
Yeah, Hero from an offensive standpoint obviously makes a much bigger impact. He is the current sixth man of the year, and he's the second best scorer on this team. We all expected Bam to, take that step forward, and he really just stayed the same or regressed from last year until they have a legitimate second scorer, and that's Hero right now. If he's out, man, if he's in for sure, to answer your question, I think it would move it back towards the Heat. Maybe they'll be like +1, +1.5.
Okay. Yeah, I think a lot. The impact that both of them make, but especially Williams in this series, has been monumental to this point. All right, I want to go to some props here because we've been seeing these props pretty well. Jimmy Butler, I've been on his under twice, right? The last two games, I've hit his under both times. I actually like a bounce back game from Butler back at Miami tonight. I think he plays really well and puts up 30 plus in this game because what I think you've seen with Butler is when the game gets out of control early, he'll just have the tendency to kind of just take it no passing, right? And he has to sometimes because when their role players are off, it becomes Jimmy Butler's game to win or lose. So I think Butler's over, and I also think Max Strus bounces back tonight with an over on his threes. Okay. Very similar to Reggie Bullock last night. Strus put up a Tony Snell stat line, AC, and that's not
that entire starting lineup did. They're horrible.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Strus in specific, though, missed a lot of this uncontested threes, wide open threes. Yeah. Miami loves him. They're going to give him minutes. I think it's a good night to back Max Strus and Jimmy Butler bounce backs.
So, Dad, I didn't want to share this because I thought it was a secret that only I knew, but I'm going to let you know. So I've done this prop 4 times this series. It's 4-0. Jaylen Brown over 6.5 rebounds. He had 10, 8, 9, and 7. He had 7 in basically 29 minutes because that was a blowout last game. I think this continues to cash. Jaylen Brown over 6.5 rebounds is going to be my favorite prop today.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. I think that also gets there. So hopefully we can get these props, these picks, guys. Again, feel free to comment some of your stuff. Just reading off some comments. The total, AC, we had a question on the total. I actually am going to go back to leaning with the under. I think Miami at home will play better defensively.
For sure.
You like the under? We saw the over there. I think they bounce back. All right, now they want to go to the ice for some hockey. So we're just going to go to the ice. We only have one game tonight. We have the Avs and we have the Blues. The Avs can obviously close out the series. -260 on the money line. -1.5 is at -110. The puck line either way you go. And the total at 6.5. AC, what is your thoughts on this one, if you have any, in this series?
Man, this one's tough. The Avalanche are just better. Blues without Bennington, in my opinion, don't really have a shot. Even with him, they were outmatched. Avalanche have been the best team all season long. If I had to bet this game, though, I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. So I wouldn't do the puck line. I do think Avs win, but I would lean Blues puck line, or I would lean like Avs team total under, because I think they're going to feel a little pressure about like closing out the Blues. And if it's a close game at the end, I think it might go into overtime, like 2-2, or hopefully not 3-3 because the under would lose. But team total, let's see, the team total under is 3.5. Is that right?
For St. Louis or
for the Avs, for the Avalanche. So this does not include overtime. So under 3.5 is plus 105. Under 4.5 is a little juicier at minus 200. They may get 3 goals tonight, max, in my opinion.
Okay, so you like their team total under?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get with a prop here that is a little bit.
Oh, here we go.
Giving some props. It's at like minus 150, 160, depending where you look. But Brandon Saad here, over 1.5 shots on goal. Always on the power play, part of that top line. He's been great in the playoffs, getting into the action. I think this is an easy winner. I kind of like St. Louis to at least cover the puck line in this game.
Yeah.
And I've got the Avs the last 2 games at minus 1. When you can get the Avs at minus 1, at like one time it was plus 100. The other time it was like minus 110. They're just head and shoulders above everyone, in my opinion, in the West. Like the Blues are a good team, but they've just looked overmatched in this series. But it's a desperation game. I think they come out and keep it kind of close. It's scary to back the Blues, but my favorite play here is Brandon Saad here, over 1.5 shots on net. So I think we can get to that fairly easily.
I think one thing you and I also agree on, this is the only hockey game of the night. So don't think, this is an easy win for the favorite. Like, that's just not how I bet, right? Because everybody's probably going to put them in parlays and puck lines and money lines and things like that. So just stay away. I feel like you're just losing value.
I agree. No doubt about that. All right. We have about 6-7 minutes left of the show. Real quick, and to reset the room, give out a shout out to the man who sponsors the show, 7 Stack Sports. -1 MLB lines are here, guys. Give them a follow on Twitter at 7 Stack Sports, 24/7 customer service. Same day payout in cryptocurrency, running constant promos, promotions, giveaways, collabs. The best and most trustworthy sportsbook on Twitter. So please, guys, get set up. Also, 100% free play sign up bonus if you tell them, there it is, beautiful on the screen. Tell them that you were sent over from 2 in the zone. Make sure you take advantage. Don't be dumb. Don't sit out. Don't miss. Get to it. All right, time for some MLB. I'm currently on the Pirates, and I don't know why, but they got 2 backers.
Hey, are you and I like mind reading each other right now? I'm on Pittsburgh too.
All right, well, they got time to come back because they cut the lead in half since we've started this show. Also, I'm scrolling down looking at lines. The line has moved another half point to Boston. So, I mean, that thing is just steering well towards Boston. But
I think Harrell's out then, man.
He might be. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to headline one of the worst games of the day, the Cubs and the Reds, because I love Cincinnati tonight on the first 5 money line at -150. You get Luis Castillo on the mound, who's one of the only good players still left in this god-awful Cincinnati Reds team. They have a chance today to get their 13th win, which means their record can no longer look like a credit card expiration date. That's always good. So they have a chance to get out of that. I think they get the win. Kyle Hendricks has really struggled this year. I backed him last game on Friday. I forget who they played, but he gave up the Diamondbacks. He gave up like 20 runs in the first couple innings.
Yep.
I like the Reds tonight. This is a scary day. I'm betting on the Reds and the Pirates. And then one other one, AC, before, if you have any that you like, I like Chicago over Boston at -1.5 plus 120. Or you can get -1 over on 7 Stacks. But Red Sox, I mean, they're hotter than the left sink handle right now, but I think we do get a bounce back spot. You got Giolito. Rich Hill, I mean, he's old. That's my assessment. What do you think?
He's washed. I think you and I are basically the same person today because I am on the Pirates. And my play of the day is the Reds. So the fact that we're both on 2 terrible teams, favorite at home today, tells you something. Maybe it's a sharp day. Hopefully it's a sharp day. I also think the Angels get it done later tonight. But that's a late game. It's not an official play yet. It's just a strong lean for me. But that's a potential like stack play where you do like first 5 and money line and run line for the Angels. So. We'll see, man. I agree with you. I think it's a Red screamer tonight. It's scary though, but you just got to trust it.
You do. Sometimes you just bet numbers. Someone DM'd me this morning saying, why do we bet on the Pirates? They still, the worst teams in baseball still win like 60 games, right? 50, 60. I don't know. But they win enough that sometimes you have to bet on them. And they won for us Monday. So even if they lose today, be nice to the Pirates. All right, guys, we have a little bit of time left. If you guys have any questions in the chat, feel free to drop them. A lot of early MLB games. I'll give it out here, but the play to DM for earlier in the day, my favorite early MLB play, it was Seattle when they were minus 150 on the money line. Now at this point, I go -1. You get Robbie Ray on the mound today. Oakland, they took last night's game and they actually hit well in game one. I think a lot of people here are being scared away by Paul Blackburn, who's been really good so far this season, but the line here, in my opinion, is a Seattle screamer because Blackburn's been essentially lights out, and now he's a 145 dog. Robbie Ray has struggled since getting to Seattle, but he was a Cy Young winner last year. This Oakland lineup, man, I mean, if you look at them up and down, they just don't have a whole lot of firepower. So I think Seattle, who's kind of woke up the last two games offensively, I think they do get it tonight. So,
bro, did the Rockies turn into like the 2001 Yankees or something? Like why are they hitting so well today?
Well, it's still 4-2.
I know, but I mean, they have 8 hits through 3 innings. Like, what's going on?
It is the Pirates.
It is the Pirates.
At the end of the day, me and you might be able to get some against the Pirates. So yeah, the Pirates are going to come back. I said that they like to play from behind. That's the kind of team they are.
I like it.
They're more used to playing from behind. All right, guys.
Electric offense.
Exactly. A lot of questions in the chat about the NBA. We do real quick to kind of reiterate. I don't think either of us have a firm call yet. My assessment is if Robert Williams is in, I'm betting on the C's. If he's out, I'm going with Miami. But just stay up to date with the injuries because there's a lot of moving parts. You got Marcus Smart questionable.
Yeah.
Or game time decision. Well, like there's too many moving pieces right now for me to kind of firmly lock something in.
Yeah, Dad and I are in agreement. We can't really do a side today, but I lean the under on the game, and then I love just going to keep riding it. Jaylen Brown over rebounds. That's probably going to be for sure play in the NBA. Outside of that, man, you don't need to bet every single side of every single game. We might just lay off, and there could be a good opportunity at halftime too. So right now, my lean is the under, full game under for that game, and then a Jaylen Brown over rebounds. How we looking?
Not good. Looking? Not good. Yeah, it's getting worse, but they have time. Another little bloop single there for the Rockies. That catcher has 2 of them today, kind of like broken bat singles, but. All right, guys, time for best bets. These have been red hot. Swept them last night. You had the Mavs. I had the Giants, which, by the way, was an electric win. I don't know if you were awake for that.
I was not.
Craziest win of the MLB season for me. Maybe that's what the Pirates will do today. But let's transition here into the best bet segment. AC, if you want to start us, if you're ready to go. I don't know if you're ready to go, but I hope you're ready to go if you want to kick us off.
Yeah, sure. So I mentioned mentioned the Jaylen Brown over rebounds. Definitely add that to your card, everyone. It's hit 4 straight games now, undefeated in this series. I don't know why it's still at 6.5. He hasn't hit under that the entire series. So I like Jaylen Brown there. And then, man, best bet. Might steal this, but I'm on the Reds, man. Luis Castillo. It's getting juicy now, -150. It's moved a ton. It opened at like -120, 125 is what I got it earlier. But I still like it. If it goes above 150, you don't want to chase steam at that point. Maybe do like a -1 or something like that, or first 5. But I would say the Reds. Reds would be my play of the day. Best bets.
All right, I love it. I'm going to go to – where do we want to go? I'm going to go to the Diamond, all right, for the best bet. I'm going to give you guys the White Sox -1, okay? I think the Red Sox have been red hot as of late, but this is a good fade spot for them today. Get Giolito on the mound versus Old Man Rich Hill. Also, the White Sox absolutely rake off left-handed pitching. That's been an ongoing trend. I'm not a trend guy, but if you want to follow one, that's been a really good one to follow. So White Sox there at -1. I think they bounce back today. Get your ace on the mound. Kind of get reset after last night's game. It's tough when you get knocked in the mouth early to come back offensively, but their bats have kind of woke up a little bit as of late. They got a couple wins against the Yankees. They're a much better team than that record indicates. So White Sox -1 for me. That's my best bet for the show. And then
The Pirates got out of the inning, so we're good. We're about to
there we
score a
go.
ton now at the bottom. I guess one final question for you, Dad, before we close it.
Yeah, so
most likely the Warriors are going to advance to the NBA Finals. If you wanted the best series to watch, are you wanting them to play Boston or Miami?
No, Boston. So it's weird because I told you before, like I have a ticket preseason from the Heat to win the East personally. So there's no gain for me to like, really do anything with like hedging or anything. But I did bet on. Well, I hedged it a little bit. I bet on Boston to win the series, like pre-series. But I don't know. There's something like Boston has more star power, I guess, if that makes sense. Like you get Tatum and Brown, and where Miami's more like a well balanced stack. I think Boston and Golden State would be a great finals. I really do.
And who would you pick in that game or that finals?
That's really tough. I would probably pick Boston to win it.
Okay.
I think Boston's going to win.
All right, we have a couple questions here. What was Prez's best bet? I think you said White Sox -1.
White Sox -1. Yeah, so mine's White Sox -1, guys. AC's is Reds money line. So you guys can run these back all day. That's a cool thing is these videos stay up if you want to rewatch them. So make sure you guys get these bets in. I know it's a 20-minute video, but the last like 3 minutes are always our best bets for anyone who just wants this.
And,
they don't want to.
And Dad, if and when we sweep tonight, go 2-0 again, we'll be close to 80% on this. So
we might have to. Yeah, we might have to get a little giveaway going with stacks if we can sweep again. We'll let you guys know that for sure.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for joining. We'll do another one of these shows before the end of the week. Dad, good luck on your bets. Continue to crush it, man.
All right, you